Tonight, Republican presidential candidate, as well as former Vice President Mike Pence, will answer your questions in NewsNation's exclusive town hall. He has been on the campaign trail, meeting with voters in key states like Iowa and New Hampshire, hoping to gain some traction. Because right now, he's trying to climb his way up in the polls, sitting at just 5% among the other GOP presidential candidates. Here with us now in studio, On Balance host Leland Vittert, who also happens to be moderating tonight's town hall. Leland, great to see you here in person again.
In person, yes.
So we have some recent polling here, and right now, I think at best we could say it's a fight for second place. Really, though, it's kind of a fight for third because DeSantis, is firmly in the second place. Pence right now is in that third place pack based on this polling. How does he change that?
Well, Mike Pence has to convince one of the two constituencies of the Republican Party that he can be trusted again. And I say that because the MAGA base of the Republican Party, which is a real concentrated group and an enthusiastic group, we see that about 50% for Donald Trump, they believe that Mike Pence is a traitor because of January 6th. The flip side of that is that the non-Trump base of the Republican Party views Donald Trump as untrustworthy because he was with Donald Trump for so long. So Mike Pence is a man perhaps without a constituency right now, and he has to convince a constituency that he is the person who can bridge both, right? Yeah. Rather than being untrusted by both, he has to convince a certain group of voters that he is able to bridge the divide between both. If he's able to do that, then he has a path.
All right, so Leland, you call him a man without a constituency. Based on that, what can we expect from him tonight?
Look, the Mike Pence, and I've been covering him since he was in Congress and since he was a governor. The Mike Pence we saw at the debate was a defining moment. He went from being sort of the soft, very steady, extraordinarily calculated politician to a man clearly seeing that he needed to have a moment. And now he's getting sort of a second look, I think, by people because of the debate and because of sort of how strong he was and how fiery he was and his willingness to say some pretty aggressive things. He had a speech last week where he talked about an unbridgeable divide in the Republican Party, called Vivek Ramaswamy and others Donald Trump impostors. Yeah. Went after Trump in a really strong way. He's coming out about China next week. He has another speech later this week. This is a different Mike Pence, and now he's getting a look.
All right. So, Leland, you mentioned him going after some of the other candidates. Obviously, he joined us here for, or not, he didn't. Vivek Ramaswamy joined us here for a town hall. He certainly has had a bit of a breakout performance, if you want to say. But let's talk about Pence talking about Ramaswamy. We have some of that from the debate. Let's watch.
Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie. We don't need to bring in people without experience.
All right, well, how much of a threat are these other candidates, considering we are talking about a former VP here?
Look, this is an open field with a sort of favorite incumbent, right? So you almost have to look at Donald Trump not quite as an incumbent, but as close as you're going to get without being one. So everybody's a threat, but everybody's a threat to each other. And you said that people are running for either second or third place. I'd put a little bit finer point on that. What we are trying to figure out now is who is going to be the person who makes it a one-on-one decision, Donald Trump or me. And that's what all of these people are fighting for, is to whittle down the field to that one person who can then say to the Republican electorate, either it's Donald Trump or it's me. And that binary choice we really haven't had yet.
All right. So Leland, my last question for you. I mean, based on all of these candidates, it would seem that the VP may know the front runner on the Republican side the best. Obviously, former VP here. Should he be using that to his advantage, or based on his positioning in the polls, should he be distancing himself? It's so hard to kind of tell.
It would be hard for Mike Pence to distance himself any farther from Donald Trump. He has said, I'm running against Donald Trump, and he's also said that Donald Trump is unfit to be the next president of the United States. So there's a lot of distance. The problem for Mike Pence is he wants credit for all the things that happened that Republicans liked during the Trump-Pence administration, the tax cuts, the economy, the borders policies, on and on. He wants all that credit, but he wants to give none of that credit to Donald Trump. That that is a position we are going to explore this evening.
All right. Leland, Vittert, certainly great seeing you again here in person. Thanks for joining me. And a reminder for you, you can watch the town hall tonight. It is, of course, hosted by Leland Vittert, live here in Chicago. Our NewsNation headquarters starts at 9 Eastern. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.